What's going on, guys? My name is Renegade. Today we're here to ask and answer the question, how good is SCARLET SORCERESS class? Now, this class came out a couple of days ago. I wasn't actually here when it came out. I was away skiing for the weekend, so I didn't have time to obviously get a video out where I was away. But I came back yesterday, and I farmed it yesterday, and I'm making the video today. So the class itself came out, I think, like 3 or 4 days ago. Either way. The class is available for 2,000 adventure coins, or you can go to /join Tower of Mirrors and just go to someone random in the room that obviously you can't see. So someone that's not in the same room as you, and yeah, just go to them and see if you can find someone that's fighting Scarletta. You have to kill Scarletta repeatedly until the class drops. It's a very low drop rate. It took me 5 hours to get the class. People are reporting that it takes around an hour and a half on average to get the class. But yeah, it took me 5 hours. I was really unlucky with it. I would have actually recorded this video yesterday, but it just took me so long to get it. Either way, this class is a magical-based class, as you can see here. It really is favoring in intellect and wisdom, and where's the other one? Luck. It's kind of favoring luck a little bit, I guess. But you really want to go for like a magical-based build. The spell power right here is pretty massive. So yeah, in terms of the abilities themselves, they're all magical-based. So you don't have to worry about that. Now, as for the passives, the class has 3 passives. It's got 2 rank 4s and 1 rank 10. So you got increase in overall damage output by 12%. We got increase in healing by 25%, but lowers your endurance by 10%. That's fine. I really do like that passive there. It's really good. The way it increases your healing, that really does make the class better. As for the rank 10 passive, it's a duplicate of Blood Titan's passive, I believe. And how that works is it's just an increase in your haste, damage output, and something else. I don't know. Either way, it's really rare, so there's no need to worry about it at all. Just don't even consider it as a part of the class. So yeah, your auto attack is unique. Normal auto attacks have 2-second cooldowns, and this has a 2.3-second cooldown. The magic weakens your weapon's effectiveness, causing it to deal 40% damage, but heals you with each strike. The heal is increased as your health dwindles, your thirst for blood gets greater. So you heal more as you get lower on your health, and this ability essentially deals very little damage. So you can heal, you can keep yourself healthy without doing anything at all. As you know, your auto attack is of course automatic. So as you can see here, I'm dealing damage, and I'm not taking enough damage to put a dent in my health bar here, so I could technically just walk away, go make a fucking cup of coffee or something like that, and come back and oh, I've killed him. However, 40% damage means that I'm really not going to kill anything with that sort of damage output, and I'll probably be kicked from the servers if I try and solo a monster without the amount of time that it would take without me actually at my keyboard. So you need to keep that in mind if you are going to try something like that. As for your second ability here, it is called Sanguine, or how do you pronounce it? I don't know. Sanguine Pulse. It consumes no mana at all and has a 10-second cooldown. It consumes 10% of your health instead. It deals moderate damage up to 3 enemies, regains some of your spilled blood a couple of moments after you cast it, so it consumes 10% of your max health, so that's 222 damage in my case. It is stronger from stacks of Crimson Ritual. I believe the amount of damage you take is also stronger. Never mind, what am I saying? It's 10% of your max health. Although I wouldn't recommend using this ability if you are low on health. Like, trying to heal with your other abilities before using this. It also applies to Decay cannot heal your enemies for 6 seconds. As for your next ability, I'll just quickly demo this just so you guys can see it. The damage is not very high at all right now, but you can buff it. I take 222 damage from it, and I regain 268. So it's a worthy trade, I suppose. Mirroring Arcane consumes mana. It consumes 25. It has an 8-second cooldown. Blast adaptive magic energy, hitting up to 3 targets, dealing escalating weapon damage. Applies hypothermia, lowering the haste for 6 seconds. It also gives you a haste buff of 20% for 6 seconds as well. This effect is buffed by Crimson Ritual, so your haste buff is increased with the Crimson Ritual, which is cool. Has a 40% chance of stunning enemies for 3 seconds. Fuck, what am I saying? I'll just quickly attack this while I'm talking about Malevolence. Malevolence is your next ability, consumes 35 mana, has a 15-second cooldown. Applies Wrath of the Blood Mage on the user and up to 3 hostile targets. Heals you while mirroring some of the healing onto your enemies. So you heal yourself, but you heal your enemies as well. After a few moments, unleashes cataclysmic spell damage to all your foes while mirroring some of the damage back on yourself. It can't miss but can't crit, so that actually takes the form of a DOT. It looks like a DOT, but it's not actually a DOT, it just happens once. So I'll just give you a demo of what this looks like. So it's about 70 health on your enemies, and it does a DOT of about, what was that, about 290 or something like that? I didn't actually look. But it heals about, let me just quickly deal damage to myself. That actually has probably made it stronger. It heals about 400, I'm going to say, for now. So yeah, it's not actually important to remember these numbers, by the way, guys. That's why I'm not remembering them off the top of my head. These numbers aren't actually important. This ability here is what's going to make those numbers not important anymore. Crimson Ritual. So this ability here has talked about it, this ability here has talked about it, and this ability here is affected by it, but it doesn't actually mention it. So these 3 abilities are all buffed by Crimson Ritual, so this is important. This doesn't consume mana either, it consumes 10% of your max health, so do this before you start fighting. Lowers your blood count to empower yourself, granting you new awaken abilities. Applies Vermilion Pact, increasing your healing by 20%. Arcane Pact, increasing your spell damage by 50%, and Mirroring Pact, increasing your damage resistant by 10%. All pacts last for 18 seconds and stack to 5, and again this ability costs 10% of your max health. So I'm just applying it right now. As you can see, I've lost quite a bit of my health, but I'll regain that back very easily. So before, we noticed that this ability here would heal me about 260. So we've got our 5 stacks of this. Let's see what it does. So first of all, you can immediately notice that it does much more damage, and it healed me about 950. So yeah, it really does make everything much stronger in this class. Again, 2.5k crit damage and 920 health back. Let's use this ability here, 2.6k crits, and I don't know, does this ability heal? I think it does. No, it doesn't, but it does do haste buff, so you can actually spam everything quite well with that. Now, as you can see here with that big DOT attack thing that happens, that actually did a DOT of about 1.6 or 7k. Again, it's not a DOT. I should stop calling it a DOT because it's really not. It's just an attack that can't crit or miss. But yeah, you really need to be wary of what you're doing with this class because a lot of the abilities consume your health. So you need to be vigilant of using this ability too much. So overall, I really like the class. It takes a little bit of getting used to get to use it effectively. Again, I'm tending to spam this a lot when I'm using it, so that's obviously consuming 222 of my health every 5 seconds. That's obviously not very good. This class has a lot of soloing potential as well. It's very, very good at soloing, but it is a farming class. It's a very, very good farming class at that as well. This class was designed by Sync, by the way, so I take my hat off to Sync. Sync's created a really unique and interesting class here. There's no other class in the game like it. So I'm really excuse me. I'm really excited to start using this as my main farming class. I'm actually going to completely use this as my main farming class. Also, one more thing to mention. This ability here, how it damages you, the damage to yourself is also buffed. So as you can see there, you take like 700 damage from this ability here, and you take like 200 damage from this and 200 damage from this. Be very careful. That's like 1.1k damage that you just take from that. As you can see, if I space myself out and I am not spamming this here, it's really, really easy to not die. You know, like I'm just not dying at all. Now, let me just quickly gain some health back here. So yeah, as you can see, really, really effective. I will be comparing this class versus Blazebinder in the weekend. That will be the class comparisons episode for this week, so stay tuned for that. If you enjoyed the video, leave a like, subscribe if you haven't already, and I'll see you guys in the next video. Peace.